Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about Ranger School. Ranger School is a great school for you if you're looking to set yourself apart from your peers. If you're going to be going to regiment, that's someplace you'll probably end up going anyways, as it's a requirement to stay in regiment. If you're going to go to selection, it'll look great. It'll make you a much more attractive option to getting selected, and it will teach you a lot about leadership. It'll teach you about yourself too. So going to Ranger School, whatever your reasons. I just want to discuss generally maybe tell a few stories and discuss generally like what I did to prepare and just kind of what that looks like, and maybe answer questions. Obviously, I can't go crazy in depth because like any of these schools, you're signing away your rights to talk about stuff that they train you on, and but everybody's got Ranger School stories, so I'm just going to keep it in the realm of that and answer as much as I can in the realm of the general conversation. So if you've never heard of Ranger School, if you don't really know what it is, it's basically a leadership course. It's talked about as a small unit tactics course, and you will learn that, but really the primary focus of it is developing leadership skills using small unit tactics and in a Vietnam era sort of environment. So the obviously the first step to going to Ranger School is putting in a packet. Your command should be on board with you doing that. As far as how hard that would be to get a slot, really just depends on your unit, how many slots they have available to them, how many people are actually going. In some units, a lot of people don't want to go, so it might be easier for you to get a slot, whereas other units there might be not very many slots and more people wanting to go. So like regiment, obviously it's a requirement to stay in regiment to go to Ranger School, so you might have to compete a little bit more, but another unit you might not. So anyways, once you get your packet in, one of the biggest hurdles starting off is that packing list. Oh my gosh, I probably spent between $200 and $300 just on the packing list. You actually don't have to, or if you keep your receipts, you can report it on your taxes apparently. I didn't do that. I wish I had. Probably could save some money, but if you're going to do that, I'd recommend throwing those receipts somewhere safe, and then when tax season comes around, you can just report those. As far as times to go to Ranger School, I went through in the August, and I graduated in December, so I kind of caught the tail end of the winter class. It was a wet cold. I had a lot of cold and rain, and that was absolutely miserable. There's never a good time to go to Ranger School. And I'm sure everyone's going to tell you that the time they went through was the worst. It's one of those things where it's going to suck no matter what. So you just got to deal with it. If you know yourself and like maybe you're more prone to passing out due to heat exhaustion, becoming a heat casualty, I would definitely shoot more for the winter classes. Just to save yourself. But if that's not the case, and I'm just going off of what RIs have said, RIs being the ranger instructors. I would shoot for more of a spring or summer, like late spring, summer classes. Yes, it's going to be hot, but what you're being asked to do in the environment is completely different. Again, this is not from personal experience. This is just stuff I've heard RIs talk about. You might be better off going in the summer. But again, I can't back that up with experience, so take it as you will. The first step is to going to Ranger School. Most likely for you is going to be some sort of training, Ranger School training class that your unit will put together or send you to. If you're in regiment, you're in luck, because CERT is the small unit Ranger Tactics course that you'll be going to, and it is phenomenal. In fact, I really hope other units, especially the 82nd, I really hope they take a look at CERT and copy them as much as they can if they're not doing that already. If you're not going to CERT, if you're going to go to, I don't know what regular units call it, but whatever your unit's Ranger training is, if you're going to do that, I'd say your biggest disadvantage is the fact, for what I've been told, is you will be basically going through a phase of Ranger School. So not only are they're trying to teach you stuff, but they're smoking you, they're not letting you eat. Well, actually, no, I've heard you usually eat pretty good. It's just you don't sleep very much. And the reason I think that's a horrible idea is you're trying to retain information, and when you're in a sleep deprived environment, your brain doesn't do well with that, and it finds it difficult to learn. So they're making they're putting you in an environment that's not very friendly for retaining information and trying to teach you stuff that you need to know, and it just kind of sets you up for failure, in my opinion. Now, obviously, it's still very doable. People will go through and they'll even make it through without getting recycled, going through those sort of courses. So if you are in a big Army unit, don't get despaired, like thinking that you can't do it now, because you definitely can. I'm just saying, if you are a person that can influence what your unit does for training, or if you ever become one, I think someone that can influence that, I highly recommend you taking a look at what regiment does in CERT, and maybe copy from them a bit, because they give you a very healthy schedule. You spend a lot of time in the classroom learning. You spend a lot of time outside, practical exercise learning. You get plenty of food and plenty of sleep. It's phenomenal. It's a great environment for learning what you need to know. Other than that, I don't have experience doing it with big armies units training, so I don't know from personal experience. This is just based off of the people I went to school with, their stories about what they had to go through to get to Ranger School.